In this Twitter debate, Nick Fuentes and Laura Loomer discussed their support for Donald Trump as a political outsider and the impact of campaign donations from wealthy individuals, specifically Jewish donors. The tweets referenced in the debate are authentic, though the voices in the video, including my own, were fabricated using AI technology.
Donald Trump was appealing in 2016 because he claimed to be a political outsider who wasn't controlled by special interests and promised to personally lead the country to tangible victories. Does anyone still believe this is the case going into 2024?
Donald Trump is and always has been a political outsider, and he is not controlled by anyone. He needs money to win the 2024 election. Nick, I get it. You're upset that a PAC that is supporting Trump just received a $100 million donation from a rich Jewish woman. You can't make an argument based off of 2016 because Sheldon Adelson gave Trump $20 million in 2016. You had no issue with that. If you supported Trump in 2016 when he was funded by rich Jews, then you shouldn't have an issue with it now. Miriam Adelson's $100 million donation is $80 more than what her husband donated in 2016. Her husband is now dead, and I'm sure if he was alive, he'd be donating to Trump just like he did in 2016. I don't see why you wouldn't support Donald Trump when he needs all the money he can get to defeat Joe Biden's weaponized regime. Trump never disavowed you, Nick. Don't turn on him. We need Trump. We need to make America great again. Here's you in your own words talking about how you love Trump. What changed? Trump is the best, and you know it. We all need to support Donald Trump, Nick.
Oh, I absolutely support Trump. I don't support Lindsey Graham, Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, Kevin McCarthy, Rick Grinnell, Bill Ackman, Jason Miller, J.D. Vance, and Miriam Adelson. You clearly are angling for a job in this neocon admin, which is why you will never publicly push back.
I have pushed back on some of the bad actors who have previously surrounded Donald Trump. And I don't need to angle for a job. I already got the job. I was hired in President Trump's office on the spot because he told me, Laura, you're a lot smarter than a lot of the other morons who have surrounded me on a daily basis. Swear to God on my own life, that's what Trump said to me in his office. I was supposed to start working for him on April 1st, 2023. Some of those morons got angry and leaked to the New York Times, who put a hit piece out about me. So I'm going to have to push back on you and say that you are wrong. I do what I do because I believe President Trump is the best man for the job and the last hope our country has. Even my J card didn't save me from the New York Times hit piece and having my job offer sabotaged and killed off. I think you have misconceptions about some of the people you listed below. Trump needs all of the votes he can get in 2024. I don't like a lot of people who Trump surrounds himself with either. I like some of the people you listed below, and I dislike others. I have to hold my tongue every day over my frustrations about the people who work for Donald Trump, but I would never give up on him just because there are several morons who work for him and surround him. We need him to win.
Which of those people do you like? I'm very curious because I think each and every one of them are a complete betrayal of MAGA and America First. Trump is a hero, but his last admin was sabotaged by neocons. We must ensure this doesn't happen again. Maybe attack them and not me.
I like Richard Grinnell. I like Jason Miller. I like Bill Ackman. And I believe J.D. Vance has redeemed himself from being a Trump hater to someone worthy of respect. I have only met Miriam Adelson once. It was in Israel, and it was very brief at the ceremony for the embassy move when Trump was president. So I don't really have much to say about her because I don't know her well. I was speaking to her husband, and she was standing next to him when I met her. I do appreciate her investment into Trump's campaign, though.
Thank you for your honesty. That pretty much says it all.
The complete betrayal of MAGA and America First is presenting a false narrative that the leader of MAGA and America First, Donald Trump, has been bought off or that he's somehow compromised by rich Jews. You need to decide whether you like and support Donald Trump more than you like dunking on the Jewish elite. Even if some of these people deserve to be dunked on for being awful people, we don't have time to play games, Nick. You should be mobilizing all of your supporters to support Donald Trump. You should never counter-signal Donald Trump ever again, no matter how much you dislike people around him. I certainly do not like a lot of people around him, but this country is over if he doesn't get in.
Trump is considering putting Nikki Haley in his cabinet. You are attacking me for calling attention to this. Your priorities are all fucked up. But I really hope you get that job since you're working so hard. That's the important thing.
Nick, I have literally been the most aggressive pro-Trump advocate against Nikki Haley. She called the cops on me twice this year because I showed up to her events. I have said publicly that I am 100% against Donald Trump putting Nikki Haley in his cabinet, and I told him to his face as well. My priorities are not fucked up at all. I mocked the $100 million donation the other day and asked if it was going to be called Nikki PAC, because the guy in charge of the PAC, named Dave Carney, is a neocon and a Sununu simp, which means he's a Nikki simp. You are being disingenuous. You are not the only person who has called attention to Nikki Haley. And you're not the only person who doesn't want her around Trump. Believe it or not, Jews like me don't like Nikki Haley. Again, you need to decide whether you want to support Donald Trump more or dunk on Jewish elite. We need to focus our energy into supporting Trump. Also, if I am auditioning for a job, I'm doing a terrible job at it by telling many people in Trump's orbit to fuck off on a daily basis and calling out many of his so-called allies. Most of the people around Trump dislike me. I'm not naive to that. I don't care, though, because Trump likes me, and that's what matters. So again, I think you're being disingenuous in your response to me because I think we both agree that Nikki Haley is bad news. And I have never advocated for any neocons.
Ah, I see. So that's what this is about. You are gatekeeping anyone who criticizes Israel from the right. That's all you care about, obviously. We support Trump over Biden. We will expose the Jewish elite. My generation will finish what Trump started and fulfill America first.
If I'm gatekeeping, how come I have always defended you and your right to speak for years? This is a bullshit take, Nick, and you know it. I have been ostracized by the Jewish community, and the ADL even advocated for me to be banned because of my commitment to free speech. This is about supporting Donald Trump. We are 5 months away from a general election, and you told your supporters to withhold their votes from Donald Trump. How does that help? This has nothing to do with Israel. I am 100% focused on getting Donald Trump elected. You are focused on distractions. You literally said the other night you don't know if you're voting for Trump. Now you're saying you're with him. What is it? Are you with him or not? He's always been anti-war. So how come you don't know if you're voting for him, and why would you ever say these words to your base? This isn't about Israel, Nick. It's about saving America. We need all hands on deck. Don't accuse me of having dual loyalty. I have been kinder to you than many of your own who betrayed you. Just stop.